it was one of those football games that, I think that it was who had the ball last seemed to be the one that was going to win the game. We had a chance there to make it 49-42 and then try to kick an onside kick there with about a minute 40 left. Did some things that I thought were good on all phases. Did some things we need to improve upon on all phases. Continuing to build off of, I would say, the momentum of the offense, that the offense is feeling very confident every time they go out on the field. We had another 400-yard passing game. I don't know if I can remember 3 out of the last 4 weeks. I think we've thrown for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no turnovers, passing the ball, which was good. Defensively, I think we did a really good job stopping the run, made them turn into a one-dimensional passing team. Unfortunately, they did it extremely well. And when they pass the ball like they did today, it's hard to hold them back. And I think it was just one of those games that I think both teams had over 500 yards. So good. I guess it was one of those football games that unfortunately didn't go our way, but I think our guys competed till the very last second. Guys did not want to come out of the game for any plays whatsoever. And you could see guys continuing to fight to get off the sideline back into the game. So I was excited to see that. Thought there were some good plays in special teams. And then obviously, we want to make every kick and we want to be able to be outstanding in every phase. Obviously, we wanted to get the onside kick, but it didn't work that way today. But I think as our team is building and we're building our program to where we want it to go, games like today, going on the road to somebody else's environment on homecoming and competing till the very last play tells you that we're going in the right direction.
You guys didn't have any sacks today, and it seemed like Penix had a lot of time to go to his first, second, third reads. How hard is it on a secondary when you're not getting any rush up front?
Yeah, it's very challenging to be able to hold up for as long as they were asked to hold up today in the back end. And with a very good receiving core, that are getting open down the field, you've got to be able to hold on for a long time. I felt like there was a lot of seconds back there, and that's just not a recipe for being able to have a great passing defense performance on that day. So we got to get the rush improved. We've got to be able to get to the quarterback and throw him off his game a little bit. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that nearly as much as we wanted to. I don't know what his completion percentage was, but felt like he was very, very good back there and did a very nice job.
Was the thought process with the onside kick just to try to catch them off guard?
Yeah, the idea of we practiced all week. We felt like we had the exact look we wanted for that kick. We actually had the look. We just had a tough bounce. The bounce went up instead of to the left, which he's been doing all week. We wanted to steal possession. It was a situation where at the end of the half, after we scored to make it 14-all, they drove down and they used all 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So not to lose the middle 8, we thought that was a way to get the possession back that, and give us a chance. And if it gave us a chance to make it 21-all, great. And if it didn't and it ended up in a score, which it did, we didn't feel like that was going to put the game in any real out of reach. We felt like we were able to move the ball on offense and felt like we were going to score much more than the 14 points.
Did Jaden get banged up at the end of the game?
The last play, just either he got rolled up on his ankle, and we're just the clock. They gave us a 30-second timeout. So in order to get the play run and not take us out of field goal range, and not use our second timeout, we wanted to save one in case we needed it. So, or a third timeout, I should say. So we just put Noah in for that last play while Jaden was getting looked at. But he'll be fine.
You talked about the effort. From a culture building standpoint, how important is it to see that out there, to see that effort from your guys, no matter what the score situation is?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the most important thing. It's the one thing that you can't really. It's not objective; it's subjective. But on the same token, you can also look at it and say there was not one part in that game that our guys didn't think we were out of it, and we weren't. I mean, it was 42-39. I mean, it was a 3-point game. That's football. That's football. That's what it's supposed to be. Whether it's that goes on all across the country, those type games. And that's a situation where it's a 3rd and 11. And, we thought we got them off the field. There was a penalty. And then they scored on the next one. Or it's 45-39. And we have the ball to go down and score to win the game 46-45. We felt that as soon as they did score, we wanted to put a drive together. We thought it was important. And I think all 22 players 11 on offense, 11 on defense, competed their tails off throughout the game to try to get that one stop and that one score.
You've got a lot on your plate during a game, obviously, but given where you are as a program, do you pay special attention to body language? Do kids want to go back in? All the stuff you mentioned before?
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to see when they're telling me, Coach, I'm fine. I'm fine. You know, when they're on the field feeling like there's an injury that you would look at somewhat substantially and then come back and say, no, actually, I'm fine. I'm fine. I want to play, Coach, and there's no issue. Our guys bust their tails every play. It's 42-39 with 2.5 minutes left or whatever it might be. Our guys are ready to roll, and they're fantastic getting on the field. They practice their tails off. We're extremely proud of where we're at there, and I think today's game was a prime example of a Pac-12 football game, and that's what happens sometimes. One team scores a little more than the other, and both teams hit 500-something yards of offense or more.
I don't want you to get fined, but can you explain what happened on that fourth down play, the pitch?
Sure, I can explain it. The ruling on the field was incomplete pass. When they reviewed it, they determined that it was not an incomplete pass, that it was what would be considered a backwards pass, a lateral, which would then be recovered by Jonah, and then it would be a first down, and it would have been first and goal on the 8-yard line. However, the rule is that if the official calls it incomplete, it's dead, and it doesn't matter that they reviewed it and said it was a backwards. So they could review it. They said it was a backwards pass. It wasn't a forward pass, but yet they still couldn't award the ball to us.
Speaking of fourth downs, you guys had a couple fourth down stops in the first half. Is that something that you can build on, that you can point to heading into the bye week?
Yeah, I think that that was a huge 4th and 2 stop on the pitch play that they ran. There was a huge 4th and 1 stop that our guys made. I think there was some really big time stops, and those are what I call turnovers. I told them that. I said, we got 2 stops, and both of those we scored touchdowns on. Those are complimentary football, the 4th down stop, and then also the field goal that they missed from a good rush. So you look at those 3 things, those are all 21 points offensively off of those defensive stops. So yeah, we certainly point to that, and we point to getting better and building this program the way we want it, which is going to be, over the course of time, a very good defense and a very good offense. It's going to be all 3 phases. It's not going to be a 1-phase program by any means.
Jacob was missing for a portion of warm-ups, and then he came out of the game. What happened?
Yeah, he had to go inside to get retaped early during warm-ups, but he was fine. And then he got his ankle rolled up on, which is why we took him when he came out of the game, went back in the tent. We had to just make sure everything was good structurally, which it was. And then he got himself retaped again and then back in. Jacob Cowling does not want to miss any snaps, if at all humanly possible.
Right. So a lot of the good plays on defense were made by guys who are new to the lineup. Jacob Manu was kind of all over the place. DJ Warnell, those are your 2 leading tacklers today. Are those guys, those performances, something that, again, that you can maybe build on, or something you can be encouraged about?
For sure. Jacob Manu is a true freshman. You could see why that Servite team was pretty good in high school when you see guys that they all were on the same team: T-Mac, Jacob Manu, Noah Fafita, and Kean Burnett. Jacob he's a ball hawk. He was a ball hawk in high school. And when you watch his high school tape, when I went and watched him live, we offered him that next night after I saw him on Friday night playing football. I'm like, this kid's around the ball every play. And it was cool to see that. It's great that he's a freshman and he's going to just develop into a better player. He wasn't here all spring, excuse me. He got here in June. So he didn't even have spring ball with us. He's going to continue to improve. DJ Warnell's a sophomore. He's going to continue to improve. I'm excited about where we're headed. I also am excited about the 5 games that we have left, and that watching our team get better every week.
We talked during the week about this idea of pressure being placed on the offense because the defense is struggling. Did you feel that at all today, or did you feel like it was kind of, they just had that, one play at a time, one drive at a time?
Yeah, I thought, I was really impressed with our quarterback today. He forced no balls. He didn't, no matter where the score was, we were down 18, I think, at one point in the game, and he didn't flinch, and we just went down and scored a touchdown. He ran the ball well with his legs today. He made really wise decisions, scrambling. I believe he had close to 50 yards rushing. And those are the type of decisions that he's growing up and he's continuing to mature. And that's a big thing for us, is helping him and all of our players mature and learn and grow and develop. And today was a good day for him and the offense, but we have to be better if we're going to win the game today.
What can you say about the performance from T-Mac?
I think he's just getting started, honestly. I think he is getting more and more confident every day. He's practicing better every day. He's believing in himself more and more and more, that the plays that he used to make in high school actually can be made in college too. And he's beginning to do that. And it's pretty cool to see T-Mac play. And we're excited about continuing to develop T-Mac into what I believe will be one of the best receivers in the country here in the next few years.
What was the kind of overarching message that you gave the team after this game?
Welcome to a good college football game, is what I told them. I said, that's what they are. They're 42-39 with a minute and a half left. And you look around the country, and those are the things that happened. There were 65 teams that won today, 65 teams that didn't. You win or you learn. And today's a day that we have to learn that we continue to improve on fundamentals, we'll get better. We continue to make great decisions, we'll be in the game. If we turned it over a couple times on offense, we wouldn't have been in that game today. But we didn't turn the ball over today, and therefore it kept us in the game. If we take the ball away a couple times on defense, we would have won that game, but we didn't take the ball away. So we continue to just share with our team, hey guys, this is college football. This is what it comes down to and feels like and looks like. Now it's our job to come on the other side of it, moving forward.
Though the crowd wasn't full, it was still loud. What can you say about the composure of the offense in that type of environment?
Yeah, I was excited. We had no false starts. We had no, I didn't feel like our guys flinched when it came to being on the road against, in Husky Stadium. I mean, this is a well-known stadium for years and years and years. And our guys did not flinch on that. And we got a little excited early in the game defensively on a few offsides. And I really believe that was because our guys were so determined to stop the run and so determined to fire off the line of scrimmage that they just got a little excited. Once that calmed down, I think we ended up with 6 penalties for the game, maybe 7, but it was, I think, only 1 on offense today, and it was on a short yardage play. So we'll continue to improve, continue to build this program the way we all want to, which over time we'll get there for sure.
What happened to Josh Donovan? I'm sorry, what happened to Josh Donovan?
It was a field goal. It's something with his knee, but it hasn't been looked at yet. So we couldn't put him back in, though.
Okay, that's
okay. Thanks.